Well, hello everyone. Welcome to PJ Yoga with TJ. I am here ready for my class that I put together called Patience. We don't need a whole lot of props, but it would be nice to have a block and a blanket and a chair. We're going to work on balance, low back. We want to love our low back. And belly breath breathing. This is a new breathing I haven't done on class before. That's really kind of the foundation of yoga breathing, I think. I don't think I can stand back here and you can see me better. So let's begin by coming to Tadasana, our mountain pose. And work your feet out hip width apart, not too far, not too close. And as we're standing here, really try to stand up with great posture. Have a little bend in your knees, not too much, but don't lock them out. Just take a deep breath and let that out. I want to adjust this just a little bit more. I need an adjuster. I think that's better. Yeah, that's much better. So we are breathing, just normal breathing. Let your hands relax a moment. Mountain pose is actually a very good pose to do. It can work your entire body if you're not just standing here. Really put some oomph into your toes, squeeze them down into the mat, which will then bring the calves into a more flexed position so they're working. Then bring that up to the knees, up through the thighs. Pull in your abdominal, your Uddiyana Bandha, nice and tight. And then that should help to kind of already, I felt my shoulders, my chest coming up. Shoulders over hips. Really working those legs right now and the stomach. Shoulders. And put your hands out at a 45-degree angle, palms facing forward. And like you're going to try and reach the ground. That should put some flex in the arms. And then adjust the shoulders so that your head is straight. Pretend there is a string in the middle of your head going straight up to the ceiling. I'm just going to hold this for just a moment, just in this nice tight muscle. You can close your eyes down if you want. And then just relax it all. Okay, let's take a nice deep breath in. Bend your knees generously. Arms overhead into a nice crescent pose. Just a slight back bend. We're just stretching everything out, loosening up. On your next exhale, bring the arms down slowly. And we're going to do a variation of a sun salutation. So I want to get back kind of to the back of my mat so I have room to come down forward. Inhale and exhale, forward bend. You can bend your knees generously. Let your head hang. Kind of loosen the head up, neck. Pull in that stomach. Inhale halfway up. Bend your knees and inhale all the way up. Exhale over. This time putting your hands on the mat and walking forward into down dog. Really pressing the tailbone towards the ceiling, letting your head just fall between your arms in a nice relaxing position. Don't hold your head up in other ways. Let's walk that dog out for a moment. Bring that to stillness and roll forward into plank. You should be just about on the right position to just get into plank from down dog. I'm just going to hold this for a few seconds. On your next exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Really try to come down nice and slow. Bring your hands forward and raise up into upward facing dog. This is another just slight back bend. Don't try to overextend. Lower down. Bring your hands back in line with your breastbone. Curl your toes under and push up into plank. Hold it about 5 seconds. Really building some arm strength here. Plank exercises the whole body. And then inhale, exhale into down dog again. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Bend your knees. Do a nice inhale and exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Coming up to Tadasana again. I'm going to have to adjust my shirt. It keeps floating up. I don't like that when it floats up. There. So if you have your chair handy or a wall, this would be the time to get it out, because we're going to be doing some standing balancing. You may or may not need it. We're going to begin with a tree pose. So get in your nice, strong Tadasana mountain pose. You should be fully grounded in mountain pose. Standing up nice, straight and tall, working on our posture. And if you want, you can place a finger or your whole hand onto the chair to balance. And we're going to slowly shift our weight to our left leg. See, I'm not doing this. Standing up nice and straight. I'm just shifting over a little bit. My right knee is slightly bent. Then we're going to come up into tree pose. You can do tree pose down here. The foot can go on the calf. If you're super limber, you can bring it up to the thigh. If you have to pull it up with your hand, don't do that. And do not put the foot on the knee. I'm just going to stand here because my focus is just going to be into balancing. We're going to have a lot going on. You can bring your arms out. You need to touch your toe on the mat, you can. We're going to try to hold it for 15 seconds. Make sure the knee is pointing out to the side. Woo! That's a dancer pose there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that down. Shake your legs out. We're going to go to the left side. So we're going to get the weight on the right. Inhale, bringing the left leg up. And this time I'm going to do cactus hands. I'm trying to keep my torso heading up towards the ceiling in a straight line. I think that was almost 10 seconds already. I need to look at the clock better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower that down. Shake your legs. We're going to try for 30 seconds now. Ready? Shift the weight to the left. Inhale, right leg up. And this one, I'm going to put my arms straight overhead. You can do them any way you want. I'm just trying different ways to see what's the hardest to balance. We're halfway there. Oh, I didn't make it. I made it past halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that down. I did this class this morning and I did pretty well, but I think after I ate lunch, I just fall apart. I get heavy. I don't know. Inhale, left leg up. And this time I'll do prayer arms. If it's really shaking around, halfway there. Oh, I always fall over on halfway there. I should get my chair, put my finger on my chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then exhale down. Shake your legs out. Let's do a few toe races. So up and down, up, down, up. You can use your chair for this too. Down, up and hold it, hold it, hold it. Really use the toes like they're clawing into the mat to keep that up and bring your heels down. Rock back on your heels, raising your toes up. This is hard to do, I think, because it puts your body at an awkward angle to stand. Ooh. And bring those down, rock back and forth. We're really waking up those feet. It's important to keep your feet flexible. And in doing that, you really need to make sure that you're getting the toes bent so they're limber. That will help you to not stumble and fall as you get older. A lot of older people shuffle because their ankles and their toes don't bend. Now we're going to do one more tree pose, and then we're going to go to Karate Kid. So let's make this our best one ever, and we'll try again for 30 seconds. Weight on the left. Inhale, right leg up. Halfway there. Determined. I'm not going to let my foot come down. I just have to put my finger on the chair. I'm a little unstable right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower the right leg down slowly. Even if you see me like plopping my foot down, try to bring it down controlled, because that's part of the balance part too. Weight on the right. Bend your knees, inhale up. Left leg comes up to the calf or wherever you've decided. It could be down here on the ankle. We'll try the cactus arms again. We're almost halfway there. Halfway there. Mm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that left leg down slow. Shake your legs out. Let's do a nice chair squat pose. We will do that by, again, beginning in Tadasana. If you notice, a lot of poses begin in mountain pose because it gets you stable. We're going to inhale, arms up. Sit back like you're going to sit in a chair. Be sure your knees stay over your ankles and do not go over the toes. Just sitting back. If you don't do any other exercise, you should do squats. Really press the toes into the mat, engage them, which will then engage the calf. Make them in a flexed, more flexed position, which when you engage the calf, then engage your thighs. your glutes. Pull in your lower abdomen, really nice and tight. Stretch your fingers like they're trying to touch the wall, which will then tighten the arms. And exhale, come up. Ooh, very good. Nice chair. Now let's go to Karate Kid. Karate Kid is probably how you imagine from watching karate movies. We're going to bring our weight to the left. Inhale, your arms up. You can see my hands, kind of like that. And you bring the foot up like you're going to do a hi-ya kick. And we're just going to start for 15 seconds here in Karate Kid. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that all down. I'm going to have to take this off. I'm working up a sweat. If it's not too cool, I don't feel cold when I take it off. Here we go. Weight is now on the right leg. Inhale up. Arms and left foot. And we have our toe pointed down. Just like you were going to strike out and do a big kick. We're halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to go down slow. There we go. We'll do one more set, 30 seconds, and then we're going to go down to the mat. No, we're going to do warrior one. I have to have my little cheat sheet over there. Inhale up. Karate Kid. Right leg up. Whew. If you want to try a kick, puts a little more challenge. You can do an outside kick. Ooh, that made me off balance. It's amazing how they do that and spin around and don't fall down. Oh, I fell down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that down, shake it out. Inhale up, left leg up. It kind of looks like a Frankenstein too, I think. Could be a Frankenstein step. Whoa. And I've got my hands really tight, so that's strengthening my fingers. Can make a little fist, put them back down. Halfway there. Woo! Starting to sweat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that down. You should start feeling a little fatigue maybe in your calf muscle. I do. We're really working them. Now for warrior one, to begin in mountain pose again. Inhale the arms up and step the left leg back. Bend the right knee over the ankle. And your arms can be up like this. It can be in prayer position, or they can be like this. I've noticed that when I put them back, it makes me really use this thigh muscle. It really tightens it. It really engages it. I don't feel it as much if it's like this. Maybe because you're kind of bent more backwards or more straight that way. And then when you do this, you're leaning just a tiny bit forward. And exhale and bring the legs straight. We're going to go into a peaceful warrior. So we're going to inhale back into warrior one, and then exhale back. It's a slight back bend. The arms are up in the air, kind of trying to lean backwards. Sometimes people put their hands on their low back with the palms facing out. And that's okay too. And then we're going to go right into warrior three. So if your hands are behind your back, release them. Inhale, arms up, and exhale as you move forward, raising the left leg up. This one's harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale up all the way. Whew! That one really gets to you. And you can use your chair if you need to for that warrior three. Here we go. Inhale up. Step the right leg back. Let the knee bend to come over the ankle. And my right foot is at about a 45-degree angle. And again, your hands can be here, here, or here. Should be leaning a tiny bit forward. I think I'll go in prayer position this time. If you're in prayer position, you can also press your hands together, which helps with balancing. But it also is a strengthening exercise for your arms and your wrist. And if you're pressing your fingers together, your fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands. Lean back into humble warrior or peaceful warrior. And you can have your hands up. I think I'll put them up this time. I had them on the back last time. Really draw in your abs. Work those. It's hard to look at the clock when I'm looking up at the ceiling. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the left leg. Gently start moving forward as you lift the right leg up. And one leg may go up higher than the other. Oh, I'm trying to find my second hand over there. We're halfway there. And this is my worst balance side. So I'm glad my chair's on this side. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I almost made it. I hope you guys made it. Whew. I can tell my leg's getting tired. Okay. So now I'm going to move my chair back here. Bring this down with me. We're going to make it back into the mat. Now we're going to do some mat work. So let's inhale up. Exhale over. Walking your hands forward. Bringing the feet back and lowering down into tabletop. We have our wrist under shoulders, our knees under hips. And let's do a few C curves. So we're going to look to the right and swing our hips to the right, like we're making our body into a C. Go to the left side, look to the left, hips to the left. Pull in your stomach. Swing back through. Look to the right. Swing back to center, to the left. Felt all kinds of things adjusting in my low spine. And bring that to tabletop. Now, make sure that the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. We're going to do a floating tabletop. So inhale and exhale. Lift the knees about 1 inch off of the mat and just hold it. And lower down. And then we're going to set the hips back to the right, swing them to the left, and roll up to the front. We're going to do 3 circles, 2, and last one, 3. And then now swing to the left, roll the hips to the right, and come up and circle 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do a few cat-cows, just to limber that spine up, the whole spine. So we're going to inhale and exhale up into cat. Like you're trying to push your ribs up to the ceiling. Exhale to cow as you're pushing with the ribs, lead with the ribs. Exhale up, cat. Inhale, cow. If you lead with the ribs, you will not extend the back either way. Exhale up. Cow. And then we're going to exhale into cat as we lift up the left arm and the right leg into balancing cat. I usually call this bird dog, but I have a new yoga book that is for 50 and older, it says, and they call it balancing cat, which I thought was kind of clever. I like it. And exhale your arms down, leg down. Inhale, exhale, right side, right arm, left leg. And this is also good for your balance. And it's also good for your brain work to do opposite sides. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down, left hand down. Curl your toes under and sit back into hero's pose. If you are not able to sit into hero's pose, you can sit in easy pose, which is just sitting in the normal yoga that you see. And if that's not comfortable, you can sit in staff pose. If that doesn't work, you can always just lay on your back And we're going to do some wrist and ankle rotations. But if you can sit in hero's pose with the toes curled under, that is because I'm trying to stretch your toes out. So here we go. Let's rotate our wrist. And you see, as I'm sitting here, my back is nice and straight. My head is over my shoulders. And then reverse that. And then we're going to have our arms straight out and try to pull our fingers back to our head. That's flexing the hands. And then point the fingers down to the floor. Pull them back to the head. It's not going to go there. So it's kind of like to the ceiling, but doing a slight back bend. Push them to the floor. And again, try to go to the extreme of your movement because we're lubricating those wrists. Pull up and down. Your toes should be hurting now. One more time, up and down. Fling your hands out like you're shaking water off. Come up off of your toes and have a little tantrum, which is really good to bring a lot of blood supply down there to the top of the feet. It's also going to the bottom of the feet, and that kind of relaxes those toes from that terrible sitting position, which is good for you, for your toes anyway, getting more flexibility. Some people cannot move their toes, and that is when they're going to fall down. Oh, let me see what's next. After, oh, I should know. Okay. We'll go back up to tabletop and widen the knees, wider than the hips. And we're going to go into wide-legged child's pose. Stretch the arms out nice and long. Try to let your chest fall down into the mat. And now take your fingers and pretend that you're using your hands to crawl out. So I'm really putting a lot of pressure into the fingertips and pulling. And when I do that, I can feel a nice long pull through my triceps. That's the back of the arms, the shoulders. If you have shoulder issues, then don't do this one. Just relax in child's pose for a minute. Just relax your body. And on your next inhale, start bringing the hands back, the feet back, and then we're going to turn over into a restorative rest pose. Restorative rest pose is laying flat on your back with your feet hip width apart. Your knees are up. And we're going to do a wind relieving pose. So we're going to inhale the knees into the chest, put the hands behind the knees. If you can, grasp your fingers together. If you can't, just hold on to your thighs. And then we're just going to roll side to side. And this should feel very nice on your low back. We're doing a little gentle massage to the low back. We're being kind and patient with ourselves. Just remember that whatever pose that we're doing, you don't have to do it exactly as I'm doing it. You do it according to how your body feels. Let's bring both feet back down to the mat. And if you're patient and diligent, pretty soon you will be doing poses in a deeper position than you ever thought may be possible. I'm going to inhale the right leg up. And I've got my hands behind my thigh. And we're going to do 3 breaths. And as we breathe in, we're going to pull the knee in as close to your abs and your chest as possible. And as you exhale, you're going to let it fall away. Let's start. Inhale. Pull in. Pause. Exhale. Inhale 2. Really pull it in. Pause. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Pull, pull, pull. We're just gently massaging the whole abdominal cavity. And exhale. This time on our inhale, we're going to raise the foot up to the ceiling. Inhale. The foot's way up there. You've got the foot flexed. That means it looks like it's going to walk on the ceiling. I want you to take 1 finger on each hand. You can use your index finger, your social finger, whatever finger you want to use, but just 1. And it's going to go right behind our calf. Or if you cannot reach your calf without pulling your head up, then just put it behind your thigh muscle. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to inhale and put just a tiny bit of pressure to pull the leg towards us. I don't want you using your whole hand because you might pull too hard. Here we go. Inhale. Pause. And exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Bring the right foot down. Inhale the left leg up. No, we got to do the knee first. So put your hands behind your thigh muscle. And we will inhale and pull the knee into the chest. We will inhale and we will exhale, pulling the knee into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, pull in. And really pull with some force here because you're probably not going to hurt your joint this way or stretch a muscle because there's no muscle that's going to stretch further than it needs to in this position. Exhale. Inhale. Pull, pull, pull. Pause. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And you got that knee right down into your whole abdominal cavity and exhale. Now we're going to inhale the left foot up. Take your 2 fingers, one on each hand, put it behind your calf, your thigh, wherever that you can reach comfortably without coming up off the mat with your head. Flex your foot. Inhale. Exhale. Push. It's a gentle push. And inhale. Away. Exhale towards. Inhale. Release. Exhale. Pull. You should be feeling a nice hamstring stretch. Not too much, but not too little. And release. Now we're going to bring both knees up. And if you can grab your yogi toes, we're going to do happy baby. If you cannot, you can just leave your hands behind your thigh muscle, or you can hold on to your calves or ankles. Whatever your happy baby looks like. A happy baby has the head down and the shoulders down. If you're doing this to reach further, do not do that. That's not good for your back. And then we're just going to roll side to side. We can roll all the way over, really get some momentum in there. This feels so nice. Isn't this how babies learn to roll over into their tummies? Because they're rolling this way and that way. And then all of a sudden they rolled over and don't know what happened. And then bring that to stillness. And we're going to lower the left leg and straighten the right. And then lower the right, straighten the left. Do 5 sets. Right, straight, left, straight. 3, right, straight, left, straight. 4, right, straight, and left, straight. Really feel a nice stretch through that inner groin. And last one, right, straight, and pause up there. Really feel that nice stretch. We're making long, lean muscles, and lower and left straight. And hold that for a pause. A pause is just 2 or 3 normal breaths. And bring those feet back down to the mat. And I want you to tee your arms out. We're going to slide the left leg down all the way. Inhale the right knee up. So the foot's at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to just let that right leg come all the way over to the left. And your shoulders are going to come up off the mat and then look to your right. Into a nice long supine twist. And it's best if you bend the left leg. Don't try to keep it straight. It's best for your back not to do that. Just going to hang out here and let everything kind of unravel, or I guess ravel up. It's twisted, right? And do some nice breaths. And then we're going to engage the stomach muscle, tighten the legs, and inhale that leg up. And then the right foot back down to the mat. Inhale both knees up and rock side to side, and your wind blowing pose, wind pose. Just to work that back out. Bring that to stillness, both feet down to the mat. Slowly stretch the right leg out. Inhale the left leg up. Tee the arms. Look to your left and roll slowly over so the left leg crosses over the right body. And bend your right leg. And we're just going to hang out here for a few minutes, getting that nice stretch. And on your next inhale, tighten the abs and the leg. and slowly roll up, bringing the right leg beneath the left, clasping behind your thighs, and rolling side to side in your wind pose again. Really massaging the low back. And then bring up to stillness. Bring both feet down to the mat and stretch them out long. Take a nice full body stretch. Oh, it feels good. Yes. Now, if you have your block handy, get it close to you. I try to like to put my equipment so that I can reach it from laying down. And this time I actually got it in the right position. Sometimes I have it on the other end of the mat, and I'm like, I should have turned that way. So now that you're all stretched out, take a last minute wiggle and stretch whichever way you want, and then bring the feet up. Put them as close to your glutes as possible. Lay your hands down on the mat at a 45-degree angle with palms facing up. Then we're going to inhale as we come up into bridge. Really use those leg muscles. This exercise it's good for a lot of things. Your digestion, for your leg muscle strength, for your back. Make sure that you are not putting any pressure on your head. Your head should be able to roll freely. Let's do that. Just roll your head side to side. The shoulders is what's supporting you. If you have pressure on your head and it doesn't roll freely, then you could be causing some neck issues. And then we're going to roll down slowly. And again, inhale. Coming up into bridge. If you have some distress in your colon, you can come into bridge and do a gentle massage on your tummy. You push down from the left rib down to the left pelvic bone, and then across the pubic bone, and then around and back up into the right rib. And just circle that around, really keeping the back nice and straight. And that will help with any gastrointestinal troubles that you're having. It feels really nice. And then bring that to stillness and lower down slowly. And then if you will just watch for a second, we're going to be using the block for the next section of bridge work. And we're going to do a one-legged bridge. So we're going to take the right leg and stretch it out straight. And you see how my knees are even. Don't have your leg up here or way down here, but even with the knee. Ready? Inhale up. Get stabilized. And this is also a little bit more bridge work. Balance work in our bridge. And on your next exhale, bring the right leg up with the knees even. This is safest for your back. Trust me, you'll be really working that left leg and the abdominals, the glute, especially on the left side. And exhale, right foot down and lower down. Inhale up. Get yourself stable. And as your shoulders adjusted so they're carrying the weight, because they will carry a little bit more pressure when you lift the left leg. Ready? Inhale. And exhale, left leg up. Really feeling the strength of that right leg. Press your toes into the mat to really stabilize yourself. You can also use your hands to help so you're not wobbling with the balance. And exhale, right foot down and lower down. And this is where our block comes in handy. So get your block. It's going to go in between your knees. Ready? Inhale up. And press your knees together. If you don't have a block, you could always use a pillow, a kind of a fat pillow. I think a book would be too hard. It'd have to be a pretty thick one. Really press your pelvic bone up like it's coming up toward the ceiling, which should make the back a nice, straight, even line, like an incline. You should feel that in the glutes if you're doing it right. My glutes are getting shaky. And lower, lower, lower. Oh, that felt good. Now let's take our block. We're going to come up into a bridge and place it underneath our tailbone so that the edge of the block is right at the tip of where the tailbone is. And this is restorative or resting bridge pose. You don't have to do a whole lot of work here, but try and press your toes into the mat, which then will engage your legs. Press the top of your hand into the mat to engage your arms, which then should automatically make you want to engage your abs. And then just relax onto the block. Ooh. When I have the block under me, I like to lift my legs up and pull my knees into my chest. And then exhale, bringing both feet back down. Lift up, remove your block, and set it aside. Let's stretch your legs out. Should have told you. Put your legs back up, sorry. We're going to move our hips slightly to the right and lower them down, just like an inch, inch and a half, and then lower the legs. Then we're going to bring the left leg to the left. The right leg follows, and you can hook it over if you want. We're going to bring the torso to the left and do our crescent pose. Nice C-curve crescent pose, or banana asana, as some people call it. Doing this helps to realign the spine. only if you do the other side. And then exhale. You can uncross your foot, bring that back to center, bring the torso back to center, bring your feet up, lift up, move the hips about 3 inches over because we got to go back through the middle line. Lower the legs so it's about 1 inch over, 1.5 inches. Right leg to the right, left leg follows. Torso to the left, arms overhead into crescent banana asana or supine C pose. This is great, one of the greatest ones you could do for your spine. You think about it, you don't bend our spine side to side much. It's mostly either over or back. So this gives the spine a nice side stretch. Keeps those muscles around the spinal cord lengthened and toned. On your next exhale, release your foot, bring it to center, right leg follows, bring your torso to center, bring your feet up, and bring your hips to center. And our last exercise is our belly breathing. And if you watch up here for just a second, you might want to sit up so you can see. But also, and I'm going to sit up because I want to get all of my stuff together. And I have to ask you, were you patient with yourself tonight or today, this afternoon, whatever time you're doing the class, I don't know. I'm going to get my blanket ready. And I forgot to get my bolster out. I got to have my bolster when I do Shavasana. I should have mentioned that. If you don't have a bolster, you can do your Shavasana, bringing the legs out wide and just let the knees fall into each other. If laying straight bothers your back, which it does mine. So that's why I put a bolster under my knees. Or if you want to grab a blanket or two or a pillow to put under your knees like I'm doing, go for it. And I hope that you have had time to gather the last minute things I forgot to mention. And we're going to take our right hand or your left hand and place it on your lower belly. And I'm going to bring this blanket up here to rest under my elbow so that I'm not having to hold my hand up. And I think I will put this block under my left elbow, and that hand is going to be on your chest. Now watch when I say inhale, I want you to only feel your right hand moving. Your left hand should not move. In other words, I don't want you doing this, where your chest is filling up with air. I want your belly filling up with air. That's why it's called belly breathing. And this is the best kind of breathing for your lungs and also for stress release. So watch. Inhale. And you pause and exhale. You should not see this hand moving or just a tiny, tiny bit. We'll do a round of these 10 times and I'll count for you. It's all done through the nose. Inhale, belly. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale 6. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 9. Pause. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. And if you didn't cover up already, go ahead and cover up. Put your eye mask on if you want. And then just breathe normally. And as you're in Shavasana, start thinking about how you felt before you got on the mat and did this class, focusing on being patient with what we can and cannot do, what it did for you to change the way your body feels better. Is there a place that feels worse, that maybe you stretch too much, or a place that maybe you need to stretch a little bit more? Just easy breathing. any last minute stretches that you feel like your body needs? And before you get up, don't get up yet, I'm going to teach you a nice way to come up out of a Shavasana pose. So after you get your stretch, felt good. Bring your knees up to 90 degrees, cross your ankles over each other, and then either hold your toes or your ankles, or if you can't, hold up here below your knees into shoelace pose. And then just roll side to side. If you've been laying flat, this should be a nice back relief. If you have your bolster or your feet planted on the mat with your knees folding in together, then this will not feel as exciting, but it's still really good for your low back because our focus was to love your back, right? Bring that to stillness and recross. Hold and roll again. I'm going to go real slow this time. Oh, that feels nice. And then when you feel ready, roll over onto your side. I'm going to roll on my left because I'm facing this way. It's really best to roll to your right. Bring your knees up. Hold your elbow back and lay in a fetal position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another inhale. Take your right hand or your left hand, what's over on the top hand, and press yourself up slowly, bringing your head up last into easy pose. Or you can just stay laying down. But I'm going to get up because I'm going to have our namaste part of the class to conclude it and to tell you about our word of the day, our affirmation. I kind of like having that affirmation, and I'm glad that I pull one every day, but I also pull one for my yoga. And if I really like the word, I might just use it for 2 or 3 days. And then when something comes up that stresses me, I can think about that word and then what it really means and get in a lot better mood than I was in. So before we read that, let's bring our hands together, slightly rubbing them, bringing in warmth, energy, and patience. Press that into your heart center, bowing and honor the light in you. And I ask that you honor the light in others. Namaste. And again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everyone that watches my yoga videos. I really feel there is a need to have some slower videos for senior citizens, for people that have injuries, for just when you just want to be kind to yourself. So patience and still getting a little exercise. Be fully available to the present and bring all of your attention to what is actually happening now. Relax into the flow of life. And I have a little quote. Patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in mind. And that is David Allen. I thought that was really a nice quote. And I'm going to try to remember that because that doesn't that seem to be what most people get crossways with is things can happen in a different order than what you really thought it was going to happen. Loosen up and just let it flow. Again, ta-ta for now. I will see you next week. Oh, let's draw a new word for next week. I have my basket here. Yeah, I've got one. And it is expectancy. So we will be focusing on expectancy next week. And I'm already thinking of some poses. What do we expect to come next or something along that line? Thank you. Ta-ta for now. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. And remember, be patient with yourself and all those around you. Namaste.